from practice to pro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to 24/7 English, where we make English learning simple and fun. I'm Zara, your guide on this journey. So let's jump right into today's lesson and expand our horizons together. Speaking English like a pro is not difficult. The thing is that you must know how to polish those speaking skills that you want to achieve. Achieving the perfect English speaking skills, that is the question. And how to do it? I have given you the solution. Hello, everybody. How are you all? Hope you're doing great. So, welcome back to another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. Today's session is going to be really important because I'm going to tell you how to speak English like a pro. How to speak English like a pro, because speaking is the most important part of any language. We might know a lot of grammar and vocabulary, but if you can't apply it, that is, if you can't speak fluently, then it's of no use. Speaking is the skill that is the most difficult to learn and become perfect in. A lot of people face many problems in speaking English fluently, getting that fluent factor, that X factor, while speaking English. And today, I'm going to tell you how to do that. So, are you all ready for this? And before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you. Please like the video and share it with your friends too. Now, coming back to today's lesson, which is how to speak English like a pro. Speaking English like a pro, now speaking is very important, as we have discussed. Speaking is being able to speak English without any fear of making mistakes, without hesitating, and being able to speak English effortlessly. To be able to speak English whenever you want, in any situation, with confidence. That is the English we want to speak. A lot of times what people say is that they know grammar. For example, they are really good with tenses. If it's about written English, their tenses are perfect. But as soon as they start speaking English, the sentence structures begin to distort. And unconsciously, subconsciously, they use the wrong tense. As soon as they speak it, they realize that they've used the wrong tense because their tenses are good, but it's really difficult to apply that in speaking. That means how to perfect the art of speaking English. You might have good vocabulary, you might know a lot of words. But then to be able to speak them when you're having a conversation, to be able to use them while speaking actively, that is the big question. That means everything comes down to speaking. Whatever you're doing in your English language learning ends at speaking. Whatever we are doing is preparation to speak the language, and that is what we are going to learn today, how to become perfect in speaking. You might be perfect in a lot of skills, but if the speaking part is not strong, then this is the video for you. Speaking. Let's begin with all the techniques that I want to tell you to become a pro in English speaking. So the first thing that we need to do is become comfortable with the words you know. Get comfortable with the words you know. Now, you must know a lot of words. Words you are learning in English. That means you're also improving your vocabulary. That is a part of English learning. If you are learning or improving your vocabulary, you must know a lot of words. If I tell you a word and you have read it before, you will know about the word. For example, the word contemplate. We did it in a recent video of mine in the words video. Contemplate is a word. If I tell you about it now, you're familiar with it, right? The big question is to be able to speak it. Now, if you know the context, if you know the meaning, if you are familiar with some example sentences, you will become comfortable with the word. That is what we want to achieve. To become comfortable with the words that you know. A lot of times, what we do is we mug up a lot of words, keep them aside in our memory, take new words, mug them up, and then keep them aside in a different area. New words, We do it a lot, again and again, with the same set of words and different sets of words. What we are not doing is being able to use them. It's not about storing lots of words in your memory. It's about being able to use them in speaking. You might know 100 words, but if you're not able to speak them, if you're not confident enough to speak them, for example, you might be confused about the meaning, you might be confused about the usage. Usage means the context in which to use, which word you might be confused about, context you might be confused about, or pronunciation, which is very important. So if you do not know about these things, you will not be comfortable with the word, comfortable enough to use it while speaking. You know 100 words, but if you're not comfortable using them while speaking, what is the use of those 100 words? On the contrary, you know 50 words. Okay, let's take half of the quantity. You know 50 new words and you are comfortable using them. You're confident enough to use them. You are able to use them while speaking English. Now, this scenario is much better than scenario number 1. Why? Because this is aiding your speaking. It's helping you speak better. It's helping you speak for a longer time because you have a variety of words to use. You have content with you. Our words are our content to speak, right? If you do not know what to call a particular thing, how would you speak about it? If you do not know particular vocabulary for some action verbs, vocabulary for some names, or anything related to your feelings, if you do not know how to name it in English, how would you speak? That means vocabulary is important, and you have to get comfortable with the vocabulary that you're learning. Now, getting comfortable with that word is very important. So, you must know the meaning. You must know the context, which is very important. You must know the correct pronunciation, and you should have some example sentences that you have spoken out loud. Take up the word. Speak it 3 times at least when you learn a word. Speak it out loud 3 times, 4 times. Take up the example sentences. Speak them out loud. Practice this will help you become comfortable with that word. This will help you develop a memory of that word, how to speak it, your muscle memory, your mind memory, right? So this is very important. This will become an active part of your memory, active vocabulary. So get comfortable with the words that you know, and you'll see a huge difference in the way you speak English. Now, number 2, don't just practice. Speak. Do not just practice speaking. Actually speak English in a real-life situation. That is very important. A lot of times, people do lots and lots of speaking practice. They are doing it, but then they are not applying it anywhere in real life. They are hesitant. See, you have to take that first step. I know it's going to be difficult. It will not be easy. You might have second thoughts. You might think, okay, let me get a little bit better. Let me do some more practice, and then I'll try speaking English in the real world. This doesn't work like that. You have to go out and speak. That is the thing. You're doing your speaking practice. That is like a test drive. You are learning how to drive, right? You're learning everything, learning how to drive, and then you are in this particular driving school. You are in this field where you are free to do whatever you want. Practicing, you have done everything. Now, when the first time you're going to go onto that road, this is the real life situation. You have different feelings. Even if you felt like a pro while practicing in that field, which was empty or maybe full of people like you who were learning how to drive, you had so much space. Everything was according to your comfort level, wasn't it? But then, when you are going onto a highway, now it's the real life. You'll have different feelings. You might feel like, okay, this is something that I need to do differently. What will happen? You'll have second thoughts. The same thing happens here in speaking English. You are just doing a test drive when you are practicing. It's just your practice driving. Practicing English. The real race begins when you speak in real-life situations. That is the real race. That is the real situation, and you have to face it. But once you start speaking in real-life situations, you'll gain confidence because you have a backup. You are constantly practicing. You are speaking. You know that one day you're going to speak so fluently, absolutely fluently, and you are achieving that goal. You can see those steps, the steps that you are taking, the steps of improvement, right? You can see that, and that is what we want. So do not just practice. Don't do just your speaking practice sitting in your room, speaking out loud. That's very important. But at the same time, you also have to speak in real-life situations. So do not forget to do that. Speaking in real-life situations. Now see, technique number 3 is to listen. Listen and listen some more. That is, listen, listen, listen. That's it. Listen. See, the first step of speaking English is not speaking. A lot of people think that speaking is the first step. I also tell you to speak from day one. But if you want to speak from day one, you need to listen first. Listening is very important. If you do not have any kind of model, how would you speak? You know your native language because you've listened to a lot of good models of that language. You've heard it from birth. Right from birth, a baby listens to the sounds of his or her native language, constant listening to a model. Can you see? So much intake of information through the ears. The person is listening constantly until that baby reaches school at the age of 4 or 5, the preschool age. So until that time, the child is listening to so much stuff in the native language. That means listening is important to understand a language and then to speak a language. Why is listening important? When we are speaking, we're producing sounds. If we do not listen to good models of those sounds, how are we going to produce those same sounds? It's going to be difficult. That means the more you listen to a language, the more fluent you'll become in speaking. The more you listen to good English, the more it's going to stay with you in your mind. All the sounds, the pronunciation, the words, the vocabulary, the phrases, the sentence structure. Everything is going to be there in your subconscious mind. The more you listen to English, the more it will become comfortable for you to speak English. Plus, you'll get so much content, and this is going to be like natural training for you in English. Naturally, you're acquiring the language. The most natural way to acquire a language is through listening to that language a lot. Listen to it. Listening is very important because, again, it's not about written language. We're not just writing it. No, we are speaking it. And speaking means, like I've told you, to produce sounds, pronunciation, your intonation, the stress, the rhythm. Everything matters a lot, and that particular thing comes from listening to a language. The more you listen, the more you are able to understand the language, the pronunciation, everything. Your brain automatically tells you that you have to speak. Now, you've listened to so much, you have gained so much input. Now it's time for the output. So, you have to gain input through listening a lot. Listening is very important because it's about speaking. We're right now talking about speaking. You have good grammar, you might have so many words with you. You might have learned a lot of vocabulary, you know about grammar, and you have read a lot of things. Everything has been done. Now this is the time to polish the speaking skill because all of the other skills are now there with you. But this skill, the skill that is an art, is still left to be polished. And for this you have to listen. Listen to good English. Listen to good models of English. You can listen to either a professional who speaks English, or you can listen to any native person who speaks English. That means you can listen to a lot of English interviews if they are a good source of English. If the person is absolutely fluent in English, you can listen to them. If a person is a professional, that's the work of that person to speak in English. You can listen to that person. If you are watching a movie in English, obviously there are native people in there, the actors and actresses and all that. So yes, that is a good model of English for you. Listening to songs is also a good model of English for you. So good models of English listening are absolutely important if you want to speak English fluently. Now, tip number 4, the last technique is to train your subconscious mind for English. Training your subconscious mind is important because it is our subconscious mind that picks up a language and makes it easy for us to speak that language. So basically, your subconscious mind is trained for your native language. It's naturally trained for your native language. Whatever you're speaking in your native language, you're not thinking about it really. You do not have to make any kind of effort. You do not have to search for proper words. You do not have to search for a context. You know which word to use in which context. If this particular word is polite, if this word is rude, if this word is humorous, you know it when it's your native language. You know which word to use in which context, and it comes so naturally. If you want to show surprise, that will come naturally to you. If you want to show shock, that will come naturally to you. If you want to show sarcasm, that will also come naturally to you in your native language. Now, the same level of comfort, the same level of ease, must be achieved in the English language. Once you achieve it, you'll become fluent in the English language. You'll speak English effortlessly. You'll speak English fluently if your subconscious mind is trained enough for the English language. Because now, you don't have to make any effort for it every single time you want to say something. You will not be thinking about it first. No, you won't be thinking about it first. You won't be searching for a sentence structure. You won't be searching for a particular word or phrase. You would not translate it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes the reaction comes in our native language, and then we translate. That is a particular problem area, and this creates a lag, a kind of gap between thinking and speaking, and that is what we have to eliminate so that it comes to you naturally. You can speak English in a natural way, an absolutely natural way. So training your subconscious mind is very important if you want to speak English fluently, because this is going to make you so comfortable while speaking English that your focus will be on your speaking, what you want to speak, what you are trying to say, searching for words, everything. All that would not matter because this is going to come so naturally from the back of your mind. Everything will be retrieved from your memory in just the click of your finger. That would happen. So, train your subconscious mind. These were the 4 techniques, 4 solutions, through which you can speak English like a pro. Speaking English like a pro is not difficult. The thing is that you must know how to polish those speaking skills that you want to achieve. Achieving the perfect English speaking skills, that is the question. And how to do it. I have given you the solution. If you apply it, you will speak English absolutely fluently. So, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me today on Learn English with me. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest videos. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Happy learning, everyone!